Okay, so guys, what was the last functions that we covered? Anyone? Revised or no? What were the last topics covered? Okay, trim and find. Okay, I think if I'm correct, we have covered both completely, right? Okay. Guys, have we covered date and time functions? Date and time functions have we covered? Like today, day, e date, stuff like that. Have we covered these functions? No, no function on. Okay. Hmm. Right. Okay, cool. Let's get started with yeah, guys. So the first function, okay, that sorry for the disturbance. The first function that we are going to see is a very important function. As you can see on the data set that we are dealing with, is a bit different data set. Okay, it's not the regular data set that we have used to deal with. Okay, it's a new data set. So the first function that we are dealing with is today. Now, what does today function does? Okay, let's try to see. The today function basically output the today's date. So if you run this function, it outputs the today date. Okay, that's the date today. It output that. Clear, everyone? Are we clear? Okay, perfect. Then talking about another function. The second function that we are going to see is the day function. So what does the day function does? Day function basically extracts the day of the month from the given date. Okay. So for example, if this is the date that we have, okay, it extracts out the date, a day from it. Okay. So let's try to implement it. Can you see, guys? That's the output we are getting. Everyone, are we good with this? Yeah. Okay. That's the output of the day function. So two functions we have covered, today and day. Now the third is edate. Okay, the edate function. So what does the edate function does? Okay, it takes two output inputs, start date and the months. So basically it will calculate a date that is specified, that is a specified number of months before or after a given start date. For example, this is the date for today. Okay, I want to calculate the day one month after this date. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll enter today's date. Today's date is at placed at A7. Oh no, sorry, B7. Right. I'll add one to it. Number of months. I'll get the day after 1 month. So very strange. Oh sorry, it gets the input in the form of day. So this place it here. I should have worked this out. But strange. What's the this is very weird. Okay. uh okay. Let's skip this function for now. Let me check this offline. What's happening with this function? I think it should work. It should have worked fine. I don't know. There might be some errors with the Excel app. Now there is another function that we have to see. Okay, that is now. Now function basically prints out the date and the time exactly at that point. Okay, it prints the date and time. Date function was today function was giving the date. Now function will give the date and the time. Clear everyone? Everyone? Yeah, good. Now the another function that we need to see is weekday. Now what does the weekday function does? The weekday function basically outputs the day basically of the week that is corresponding to a given date. Now the date we will find out is we will consider is B7. Okay. Now it comes out to be 2, right? That is Monday. Okay. Sunday is considered as 1. Basically Sunday is considered as 1. Monday is considered as 2 and so on so forth. Okay. So if the output is 2, it means that it is Monday. Okay. That is the case. Now, if you want to find out the day on some other part, okay, let's say, let me write a date here, or let me change. I can't change this. Okay, what I can do is I can write 07052024. Okay. Now in this function, what I do is I input uh, instead of B7, I input 5 F6. Sorry, F6. See, it's coming 3. 3 means Tuesday. So tomorrow is Tuesday. This is the date for tomorrow. Clear, everyone? Yeah, guys. Does that sound good? I know you must be thinking like, what's the advantage of these uh, things? But the major advantage that we are having of these is when we go about data analysis. Okay, when we start with data analysis part, okay, that's where the major advantage comes into the picture. Okay, we'll see those things. We'll see. Cool. Now, there are few functions, okay, uh, that will talk about time now. We have done a lot of stuff studying about date. Okay, now let's talk about time as well. Okay, so let's input some time. Let me put some time. This is in hour, minutes, and seconds format. So good. Now, let's say I out of this. Okay, now, let's say in this time, I want the hours. I only want the hours. So how I can get the hours from it? I'll use the hour function. Now, what would the input, guys? What should I write inside this? Which cell we have to consider? G4, correct. So that is the R component. R, minutes, seconds, we know. And this is the R component that we are having. Now, let's talk about minutes. Okay, how we can get the minutes. So there is a minute function to get it equal to minute. And again, G4, 7 minutes. Correct. So these are the few functions we have to know about the time. Now, guys, why this is exactly important? These are very easy functions. Why I'm telling you these functions. See, let's say you want to see what is the weather for tomorrow. So at 12 p.m., there are two, three components in this. Okay, understand this. When you say weather tomorrow, there is date that is associated with the weather. Okay, there is exactly time because you want the weather at 12 p.m. At 1 p.m. it would be raining or not. At 3 p.m. it would be raining or not. So different type of time zones on the basis of that different time of time whether you want or temperature you want. Okay, so there are both the components, date and time. So that is why, and in time as well, okay, you can get minutes conversation as well, like half, like what are the probability of raining, 50% probability at 12 p.m., 60% is on 2 p.m., 3 p.m. So how these things function? Okay, they basically take the previous data, they take the data of the previous years, okay, let's say 10 years, they take the data of, and they try to predict the data for this year. Okay. Again, there is a complex machine learning algorithm that goes into the picture, and they get the we get the final output. So what we are seeing as the weather forecasting, it's a very important technique. It's a very important use case in machine learning. Is the end output. Now, in order to get the end output, there are small pieces that we need to learn, that we need to build. Okay. One of the piece being one of the pieces of that being date and time. Now, separates and now. Okay. Clear, everyone? Now, let's say you want to create. Is that clear, everyone? First of all, are the 6, 7 functions that we have seen today, are this clear with everyone? Okay, perfect, guys. Now, the last function for today, and I think we will start with the next module. It would be either Python or Power BI. I need to check with that, or SQL. I need to check that. Whatever is in your curriculum, how we are planned to go with that. Okay, I'll just quickly check it, and we'll start with something new from our advanced Excel parts over at this point. Okay, we will talk about advanced Excel, uh, but few things we will say will complete in the coming classes. after some classes, but we'll start with some basic stuff or the other things. Okay, talking about, yeah, talking about the last function, that is date. Okay, now inside the date function, you have to mention the year, month, and day. It will give you the date in the perfect format that you want. So let's say 2024, 2021, let's say, and month is fifth month, and date is second. So it's 2nd of May, 2021. So you want to see the date? This is how the date will look like. So why it is important? Because the data set you would be getting, again, it's a raw data. It is completely messed up. So in order to convert everything into the date, this is how you can do it. Okay, cool guys. Is that good with everyone? Maybe we will end in the next class. I think there is some topic. I will check that and I will cover that. Okay, maybe last class we'll have for advanced Excel next time. We'll wrap it up this week. Yeah, not today. This week we'll wrap it up, and we'll start from the next week something new. Cool. Yeah. All good, everyone. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Perfect then. So date about as per date and time, this was all we needed to cover. So if you have any kind of doubt, please let me know in the chat. I think it's good idea to start something new from next class. So yeah, this completes your basic part, like basic and mid-average, mid-advanced part of advanced Excel. There are only few things that we are left, and we'll start with that.